Joseph Parker flatlines Martin Bakole in just 2 rounds, and we got to talk about that right now. This is Serious Grind Boxing, where we're dedicated to the grind and dedicated to you. That's why we do what we do. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And look, when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when I drop a video, you get the video. And hey, if you like this type of content, feel free to buy me a cup of coffee, because we are on the grind and we are talking about Joseph Parker. Now, if you don't know, Joseph Parker, I'm very proud of him because he has had a late career resurgence and he is continuing to dominate in just dramatic fashion. He just scored a devastating second round knockout over Martin the Monster Bakole. It was a great Saturday night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and they just fought. And the fight served as the co-main event to the highly anticipated light heavyweight rematch between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. Oh my goodness, it was a great showdown. And if you don't know, Dimitri Bivol became the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world by defeating Artur Beterbiev, and I did a video on that, so please look on the channel for that video. But let's get back to talking about Joseph Parker and Martin the Monster Bakole. Now, Bakole was not Joseph Parker's original scheduled opponent. He was supposed to be fighting against Daniel Dubois. Yeah, that's right. But Bakole, he is a Congolese heavyweight. Let me tell you this story. He woke up on a Thursday morning with no expectations that he would be fighting on a weekend, right? They called him, saying, hey, man, you got to fight. And he like, what? Y'all want me to fight? And you want me to fly all the way to Saudi Arabia to take on Joseph Parker, that dangerous guy who's just making a comeback with his career? What? So they called him on a Thursday, and he flew out within 48 hours and made it to Saudi Arabia in less than 48 hours, hardly any sleep, jet lagged and all. But hey, he was there, and he was there to show up and show out. But it just didn't go how we thought how it was gonna go. Now, he was gonna face Daniel Dubois, like I said, but Daniel Dubois, he withdrew from the fight because he had a viral infection. And man, for Bakole to step in on short notice, man, I was like, what? But hey, let's go to the files. Okay, so Joseph Parker is now 36 wins, 3 losses. Martin Bakole is 21 wins and 2 losses. Now you can look at all these. I didn't even know when I was looking at the box rec that Joseph Parker, he represents New Zealand. That's where he was born. I was like, oh, okay, you from New Zealand? Okay. Joseph Dennis Parker? Okay. But, he defeated Martin Bakole, representing the Congo. Everyone in the Congo loves Martin Bakole, and he's fighting out of Scotland. So he has the fighting pride of the Scottish and the fighting pride of Africa. Man, that's all right. He got 2 countries backing him right there. You got what I'm saying? Now, I really feel sad for Bakole. Now, I do know that there has to be a victor. There has to be someone that wins. But I'm telling you, he was such an underdog. And I root for the underdog all the time. At one point in time, I was rooting for Parker because Parker was the underdog. But anyway, let's go talking about this good boxing stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I respect the fact that Bakole was a last minute opponent and he didn't have any excuses, Now, Parker, look, he had been training diligently to fight Daniel Dubois. And let me tell you, Martin Bakole came in at 315 pounds. I was like, what? Now, if you don't know Martin Bakole, he had destroyed Jerry Anderson in 2024, and he was 30 pounds heavier than he had ever been in his career. He just got this brutal career reviving knockout over Jerry Anderson, and a lot of individuals believed that Martin Bakole could really, with his pressure type of style, he really had a great chance at defeating Joseph Parker. And I was one of those individuals. I thought that Martin Bakole was going to do it because I always root for the underdog. I'm like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. But it seemed as if conditioning was a factor. That's just how it is, hey, because I say that because Martin Bakole spent the first round, slowly moving toward Joseph Parker. Now Joseph Parker, he was cautiously circling Martin Bakole because, hey, Martin Bakole is a monster. He was firing off a lot of jabs. And man, I was like, what in the world is going on right now? I'm telling you, it looked so good. I was very proud of these individuals. You got what I'm saying? They shook hands and then they went to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I was just like, what in the world? Bakole, he was moving so slow, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. And then, some things happen, and hey, it just was what it was. Do you feel what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I was very proud that these individuals did what they were supposed to do. And hey, when he smashed him, he smashed him. That's just how it was, man. But hey, it just is what it is. But this is what I want you to know. I think that it was a career-defining moment when Joseph Parker smashed Martin Bakole over the right head, over the right side of his head, because before he had knocked Martin Bakole down, he had hit Bakole with I want to say a left. It was a left or a right. And Bakole shook it off like, yeah, that don't mean nothing to me. You got what I'm saying? So then he threw a right hand and it landed on the top of Bakole's head. And at first it seemed like the shot didn't hurt him, but it staggered him and he fell on his back. The referee started counting. Martin Bakole had got up, but guess what? The referee waved it off. And I was like, what in the world? I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. And hey, it just was what it was. Joseph Parker became the winner. Martin Bakole, it was no love lost. He was very, very happy about how everything went down. And hey, the boxing world moves on. So it was a great win for Joseph Parker. It was pretty much a good loss for Martin Bakole because so many people have been avoiding him forever. And then he finally got a position or put himself in a position where eyes could see him, even though he still lost, but he has the fighting spirit that we love about boxing. He was willing to fight with no training camp. He didn't have a training camp. On like a day and a half notice. Yes, I will fly all the way to Saudi Arabia and fight whoever you tell me to fight. Now, if that don't tell you his dedication to this sport of boxing, and I'm certain they compensated him perfect. You know what I'm saying? So, from what I'm understanding right now, Martin Bakole is supposed to fight Efe Ajagba because Martin Bakole has the WBO interim title or some championship that is evolved around the WBO that he took from Jared Anderson. I think it's the interim title, but the names of these belts, they keep fluctuating, or this casual mind of mine keeps forgetting. Parker is supposed to, I think he's going to push out to fight Daniel Dubois in the future. Because, hey, Daniel Dubois, you owe him that scrap. And then we're going to let the chips fall where they fall. But I will say this. I don't know if Daniel Dubois is going to want to fight Joseph Parker after we just saw what he did to Martin Bakole. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe below, and when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Hey, feel free to buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the bio. And hey, this is Serious Grind Boxing, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. I got to get back on the grind.